Hi, welcome to City of Hope. My name is Jasmine and I am your host. Thank you so much for taking time to join us today. If this is your first time to City of Hope is a show that likes to bring resources to the city of Manchester and the state of New Hampshire. Our mission statement is to help end suffering at any capacity that we can, to be a beacon of light and hope. We bring individuals on with all different kinds of resources to offer anyone in need. As always, we're joined by our co-host Jennifer. Jennifer, hello. Do you want to introduce our guest today?
I would love to. Sure.
She's done this before, I swear.
Yeah, super excited to have our good friend and community advocate. Like, man, he does a lot for our community. Matt Bohannon, he is a friend. He works in the recovery field, and then he also is on the board for Manchester True Collaborative,
Yes.
which is super exciting because it's Pride Month.
Yes.
So
Hey.
perfect timing to have you here and share a little bit of what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Jenny. So like Jenny said, my name is Matt, and I am one of the board of directors for Manchester True Collaborative. Manchester True Collaborative was formed as a 501c nonprofit organization in 2024, and we did a lot of grassroots work and really trying to get grounded and set up, and then we were able to actually open the first LGBT plus community center in New Hampshire.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we've been open for a year, which is awesome.
Beautiful.
Well, then, so
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, of course.
To understand, so for completely grassroots to get to where you are today, what did that consist of? Like, what kind of work did you have to put in? Because as a 501c3, there's really not money coming into you.
Especially not now.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
So it really is about the community at large that we have. We are fully volunteer based. All of our board of directors have a working board position. So for example, I'm the director of communications. So what that means is if the president of the board is not available, I would answer any press releases or deal with any media. But then mostly I'm doing all the social medias, help with the TikTok, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. So it really takes individuals that have full-time jobs during the day, then working at night, overnight on the weekends, really coming together to put on all of these free programmings that we offer. We offer programming for youth, adults, allies of our community, and then most importantly on June 27th we're putting on the Manchester Pride and Parade Festival, which is huge.
Huge.
Yes.
How many years in a row have you done that now?
So the Pride, the festival has been put on by Manchester True Collaborative as their own 501c nonprofit. This would be the second year, but they've
okay.
always been part of it running. It maybe had different advocates or different leaders being part of it,
Okay.
but a lot of our board has participated in it for years. Scott Cloutier is our board president, and he was part of Queen City Pride when it first started.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It's a
And
huge
so-
event in Manchester. I
It's
love
huge.
that. Yeah.
We're expecting maybe 2,000 guests this year.
Wow.
Yeah, which is huge.
That
I'm
is
excited.
huge.
I know, I'm so excited. We have over 130 vendors at Veterans Park. So it's going to be spread out throughout the whole day. Both sides of Veterans Park are going to be closed. There's going to be about, I think, 15 food trucks. The parade starts at the Mental Health Center and will go down to Veterans Park. The parade, I believe, is at about 11 a.m. The festival is 12 to 5. And then we have a huge after party at Jewel Nightclub from 6 to 1 a.m.
Ooh.
Yes.
That sounds fun.
So it's there's a variety show from 6 to 9 with some food. Tickets are on sale on our website, and then there's like a dancing, a little mixer going on from 9 to 1. The best party in Manchester.
Jenny and I are going to have to get some tips from you because we just threw an event and we were so excited that we had a couple hundred people go.
Yeah.
So, and we're throwing another event for the nonprofit that we sit on. So we also sit on a nonprofit.
Yes. Jeffrey's Mission, right?
Jeffrey's Mission,
Yes.
yeah.
Great
and,
work.
and thank you.
Of course.
In August. So
Yes.
we'll have to get some tips from you.
Didn't I participate in that event last year?
Yes.
The cornhole tournament?
Yes.
I'll have to go again.
Oh,
It was
yes,
so
you
much
will.
fun, yes.
Yes.
It was so hot.
So tell us, it was
so
it's going to
hot.
be really hot this year too, but don't
Yeah.
let that deter you.
Yeah.
We actually, we're working on getting some musicians to come out,
Ooh.
so we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
But yes, yeah.
That's
so.
so exciting.
That will be
Yes.
fun. The DJ at the last event was so
It was
good.
awesome.
So good.
Yeah, and you had
So
so many different community
awesome.
partners
We did.
coming
It was
together.
it was great.
to support the
It was a-
mission. That's
it was
awesome.
a great event.
Yeah, and so this event we're going to. So I'm making this about me. But
Yeah.
real
No,
quick.
please.
Austin,
Yeah.
Austin 17. So we're gonna raise money for Alston 17.
That's awesome.
But tell us more about Manchester.
Yes.
True
So what I'm going to do is I
Collaborative.
actually want to talk about the day of Pride because
Okay,
it's happening
yes.
right here in Manchester, and there's a lot of events going on. So we have a lot of different things happening. So all day, the festival is from 12 to 5. There's can jam, cornhole, balloon artist, craft projects. There's circus performances, so there'll be like
That's cool.
stilt walkers walking around, parachute games. Then we have this really cool thing. It's called interest group meetups because part of the LGBT community and actually really any community is that a lot of people feel alone and they don't know how to find people that like similar stuff to what they like, right? So we're having these interest group meetups, for example, like from 12:30 to 1:30, queer elders. So you can go there to the tent, meet up with people that you may identify as something that's similar to you, and then kind of, communicate and see how you guys can collaborate. There's a furry meetup, queers with disability meetup, trans and non-binary, queers of color, queer teens, ASPEC, ASPEC, and queers of faith. So there's a wide variety of different meetups for individuals during the Pride and Parade Festival to make them feel welcome and safe. We have an activity tent. There's drag makeup with Veronica LaForce going on. Doug the Devil Stickman will be there. Youth parachute games, adult parachute
Hold on,
games.
Doug the what?
Doug the Devil Stickman.
Okay, the devils.
Is that like that?
What is it?
I'm not
Yeah.
exactly
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Guys, like a
But I'm
juggler?
pretty sure that Thrive Outdoors, if you're familiar with
Yes.
them, and New
Oh,
Hampshire,
yeah.
yes, and they also help with a lot of the shelters in the area through East Coast Evolution Leadership. They're going to be coming in and doing a lot of these activities in the park for us, and they came through as like a gold sponsor because of all the stuff that they're going to be doing for us. So they'll be walking around with the stilts. I'm pretty sure that's him, Devil the Stickman. Yes, it says Devil the Stickman. Just making sure I didn't read that wrong. And then we have D&D character creation. So in our
that's
community, Dungeons and Dragons
That's
is
fun.
very popular
Yeah.
in the youth, especially with the neurodivergent kiddos, and then also the adults. So we're going to have some character creations and then oral history talking. So what that's about is really talking about the history of the LGBT community and really going over some facts, which can be really fun. And then on the stage, we have a lot of performers. N Square Dance will be there, Rhythm and Roots, BGE drag performances, line dancing with Ginger.
You really went all out, Maddie.
know.
Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't have nothing to do with this. I'm just going to give all the credit to our Pride Committee and to Alyssa. She's the VP of our events. The Pride Committee is all volunteer-based, and they all come together to plan this for our community, which is really cool. And not one person gets paid.
That's awesome.
That's really
That's which is cool.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
awesome.
which
The
is really,
pop-up
really cool.
the meeting sounds really like valuable and
Yeah,
meaningful.
absolutely.
Yeah, what a great way for, I know somebody who's trans and has gone to this event, for the past few years and often like not feeling welcomed or included in a lot of things, really looks forward to this day. So
Yeah.
like it's very meaningful work. It's
And that's
impactful.
what it's about. I joined the board almost 2 years ago in December, and myself being a cis gay male, it was, I just hung out with people, right? I didn't know that this community was so expansive, right? And it's not because I didn't want to know, right? It's just I was uneducated.
Yeah,
And
for
then-
sure. I understand that.
Yeah, and then joining the board, I've met so many amazing people, and there are so many different, I'll say categories or preferences or pronouns, right? And everybody deserves to be respected and to have a place where they feel safe and brave to be who they are. And that's what
Absolutely.
Manchester True is about.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So-
going to be so fun.
So
I'm
the
so
day, the day is amazing. How about if people are listening and it's a Tuesday, like
Yeah.
not Pride weekend in
Absolutely.
Manchester, where do they go? What can they do?
What they can do is they can go to our website, which is manchestertrue.org/events, and that's our event calendar. So every day of the week, we usually have something going on. That could be peer support
Where?
at 72 Concord Street on the
you.
second floor, which is the YWCA building.
Yes, cool.
And all of our Instagram is Manchester True. Facebook is also Manchester True, and TikTok is Manchester True.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't seen your TikToks. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get after that.
Yes.
They're good.
Yeah. I love TikTok.
What are some services that you offer within the building?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have peer support groups that are for adults and youth. The youth peer support groups are facilitated in collaboration with New Hampshire Outright, and they, I believe, are on the second or third Friday of the month, and that's for high school age peer support. Then we have Sewing Club, we have Chloe's Closet, which is really awesome. So a lot of people don't have gender-affirming clothing that really fits them or something that they want to wear. So we offer anyone that comes into our space, they can shop for free and take anything they would like right out of the closet. That's
Do you
really
guys take
awesome.
donations?
Yes, but right now they're on pause because we have
Okay.
so many closed that we
Yeah.
would love for people to come in and
Good problem to have.
yeah, good problem to have. We offer, everything is free. So like makeup meetups, there is a queer book club, queer cinema club. There's a lot of things, and everything is free. We do accept donations. We're running different types of fundraisers throughout the year. Even at Pride, at the entrance, we're asking for a $3 suggested donation for entry, but it's not required if you can't afford it.
Yeah, I mean, with 2,000 people, that'll help.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
sure,
Yeah, absolutely.
So just because I know that you wear many hats,
Yeah.
do you guys offer any like recovery-based meetings?
Yeah, absolutely. So we partner with Hope for New Hampshire Recovery and Revive Recovery Community Resource Center, and some really other friends in our community that you might know that actually host. There's a recovery support meeting held at Manchester True called Lost and Found.
Okay.
That's new and can be found on our website. And then also the YWCA space as a whole does many different things for our community. They offer free community meals. First Light of Day is now there in the mornings. On 72 Concord Street. They moved there, which I thought was so cool when I was going through the building. Like, oh, I know this meeting. But yeah, so that building is a nonprofit incubator that the executive director, Caroline, has really revamped and brought many community organizations together under one roof.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there. There's like a youth, the teen youth center is there. There's so many different
That
things.
is awesome. Recently I'm just like really called, and maybe it's because I'm like a new mom, but like just really called to like do things for the children.
So am I. The youth are our future.
Right.
Like, at the end of the day, like, we are similar in age, I would say.
Thank you for that.
This is stop.
Don't include me. That's
I said we.
I'm
I
also
said
not
we.
close to his age, but thank you. It's okay.
No, and we, the generation that comes next is going to be who protects our future, like our retirement, right?
Right.
That's who we're going to be sitting there in our rocking chairs, drinking our lemonade, right? And we're going to be like, okay, go. I know you. You know what I mean? Like, that's what that is. And that's exactly what I did. I recently switched working in adolescent treatment, and it's been like life-changing. I miss working in
bet.
adult treatment. Totally miss it. But really, prevention, intervention, all of those things will
I
protect our
love
future.
prevention work. I used to, pre-COVID, I used to be on a panel of individuals that would go all over the country and speak.
Yeah.
I really miss doing prevention work. Maybe it's something I should look into bringing back.
if you feel called
should.
to it.
Yeah.
Especially in the substance use space, because a lot of individuals don't talk about how kids need recovery coaching.
Well, and
right?
if you
There's
really-
some teens that are using illicit substances
gosh.
that
If
need
you really
that.
think about what drives substance use disorder too, and what's underneath that, and if you could get down to like the cause of that with prevention and get kids to start connecting with their feelings and their emotions,
So true.
yeah, there's so much that you could do with the youth. I don't know. I also I've had some pretty cool conversations with Justin Etling from Capital Recovery recently, and he's a brilliant abstract mind, and he also has been really called to do stuff for children lately, and so we've bounced some ideas off of one another, and he's going to collaborate with us on the fundraiser that we're having for Austin 17. But it seems like a lot of people are, and especially when we just did that fundraiser for the KTA gym for the children, just seeing all the kids together in that positive space and having something productive, and I was like every child needs and deserves this. Every child.
Yeah. Just like MPAL in Manchester. They do a lot of great work
What
with
is it?
kids. Manchester Police Athletic League.
Don't know anything
That's
about
on
it.
Beach Street. You have to connect with them.
yes,
David, he might be mad at me for mispronouncing his name, but he's a Manchester police officer, David Lisboa, I believe.
Okay.
And
You
he's-
could have not said his last name.
I really wanted to get it right.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I did. He is the MPAL coordinator, and it is a free program for any at-risk youth or any youth in general.
Manchester needs that too.
Yes, and we're going to
Yeah.
collaborate. Manchester True is going to collaborate with MPAL to bring LGBT programming into MPAL.
Wow.
Because there's kiddos
that's
in
so
there that
cool.
may
Could
identify.
you put me in an email, like an
Yes,
introduction email,
absolutely.
just to see? I obviously going to be pretty busy the next 2 months with Austin 17, but maybe after that we could.
Yeah.
Our next thing that we do
Yeah,
could
that's
be
a
with
good
them
idea,
to support them.
Yes, they have this huge trunk or treat.
Yeah,
Remember
we did that.
we did that for Live
And
Free.
we did the Toys for Tots.
We did the Toys for Tots with them as well. So they have a drive every Christmas where they give out free toys to their participants, and then they have a trunk or treat every year, which is huge.
It's
Yeah.
cool. You
Which
jive
is
with
huge.
it.
Yes.
Nonprofit work is so fun.
Yeah.
It really is. It's so rewarding.
And then it's cool too to also like, you know, in our regular lives, I think all three of us, you know, we work for for-profit agencies as
Yeah.
well. So it gives us the opportunity then to maybe navigate and advocate for those nonprofits and to raise money and to
Yeah.
donate and stuff
Well,
like
you
that.
know what I know that the show isn't about this, but I'm going to talk about it. So what I have experienced as of recently is there's like this bias against for-profits
Absolutely.
that exists, and what I can share is my experience working in a for-profit industry. And a large majority of those individuals are really driven for the right reasons and do the right things. And the thing that I get frustrated with is that there are also individuals in the nonprofit world that have ulterior motives, and you know what I mean. So
Yeah,
it's just like
absolutely.
we're all just out here doing the same thing. Like it should not be, well, you're a for-profit. Well, you're a for-profit. I have not been several months, but I was, you know, going to some meetings in Nashua with some other business owners and a bunch of nonprofits and things like that, and they're just it seemed like I was under attack for having sober houses, and it was just like, well, you shouldn't kick them out, and you shouldn't. And I'm like, well, I also have a community and a culture that I need to keep safe, and it's never my goal to unhouse someone. That's never my goal. But sometimes that needs to be done for the rest of the community.
Absolutely.
And then it was just like, you're driven by greed, and I'm like, if you knew me, I'm not. I'm just not driven by greed. Yeah,
You can do, I mean, for-profit companies can do mission-driven work.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's what's your
I
what's
worked
your
at many
intention? Of
for-profit
course.
agencies that sponsor things and give back
Of
money and
course.
donate free stuff.
I think one of the coolest things about Heartfelt is how much they give back.
Yeah.
We are, you know, we didn't even like post about it or do anything about it, but we had this really cool thing where we had our clients make a ton of care packages for unhoused people. We put notes in there and then lots of like little snacks and drinks and toiletry items, and then we went around to like a bunch of the local RCOs and donated big bins to,
That's
you know
so
what I mean?
nice.
Like Heartfelt is always looking for a way to give
Yeah.
back, always.
And you also know that even if, you know, we've worked for nonprofit or for-profit.
Well, we work for both.
We work for
Yeah.
both, yeah,
Yeah.
we work for the people, you know,
Yeah.
so, and there's also this thing about what's your intention, you know, and, it can all be meaningful work.
Yeah, the three of us here do both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're just workaholics, that's fine.
No,
But it's
but it's
true,
about
yeah.
giving back though.
Yeah.
The Ridge is the same way. They sponsor things and give back
Yeah.
to the local community all the time. Live Free did it all
Yeah.
the time. You know, a lot of these for-profit treatment centers or
Flip it.
supportive services, right?
Yeah.
They give back what they
WorkPath,
bring in.
Andrew's
Yeah.
company does
Yes,
it, does
yeah.
a lot of that also,
Yeah.
you know. When you're talking about the kids and prevention and awareness and all of that, something that came up for me in a group the other day, actually, because I'm doing some groups again, is we're talking about how having a safe place, like shame ends when you have a safe place to share your story, right? And like, you're both doing that, like, and with your the community for Manchester True, I think it's so cool, because the first time that I went to the location for the open house, I remember thinking, oh, this is kind of like the Hope Center for the LGBT.
BT.
It's like, what a great concept, what a great idea. So people can walk in here the same way that I used to walk into the Hope Center and feel included, not feel alone anymore. Like, so
Do you have any plans for expansion, like outside of Manchester?
So
Jasmine always,
I know.
because now
Well, it's needed.
No,
Yeah,
it is.
it is
So
needed.
it is needed. So I'm not going to speak for Manchester Joe on this. I think it is needed, right? But I
Yeah.
will say that it's about partnering with agencies that are already doing good work, right? So, for example, New Hampshire Outright is the longest standing LGBT plus organization in the state of New Hampshire, and they now have outrights across the state, if that makes sense. So like they have Manchester Outright, they have Laconia Outright. So they don't actually have like a community center, but they offer programming there. Like they go into places. So it's about partnering with them to expand the footprint. But I do believe that it would be cool to see like a community center in Vermont and a
Yeah.
community center in Maine, like that
Yeah.
way, because there's also not community centers for the LGBT in those states.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
You know, there might be, and I'm sorry if I misspoke.
No.
Maybe there is, but like in the biggest one, for community centers is Manchester True, and then outside of that, there's some in Massachusetts. And Massachusetts is a little ahead of the game, a little bit.
What is your favorite part of the job?
My favorite part of joining Manchester True Collaborative is going into the center when there's programming going on and just seeing all of the smiles on the face. And I actually can share this. So on Monday, the 15th, we had a drag makeup workshop, and there was probably maybe 15 individuals there, and it was hosted by Veronica LaForce, and there was a identifying straight high schooler male there supporting his gay friend putting on makeup.
It's awesome.
That is what it's about.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is what it's about.
I want to go because it sounds fun.
Yeah.
Jasmine and I want to do our
I
makeup.
would, yes.
No? And that's what it's about,
Yeah.
though. Like,
Yeah.
right there, because back, maybe back when I was in high school, I didn't really have that support,
Yeah.
And that's why we're out here trying to, help, enact positive change.
What is like one of the more challenging things that you've experienced?
I would say getting the word out about our community center, because we can post on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Reddit. There's so many different platforms to post on, right? But a lot of individuals in our community don't feel safe to be on social media. They don't feel
Really?
safe
It's
to be who
crazy
they
how
are.
ignorant I am. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't think ignorance is the right word. It's that.
Well, ignorance means you don't know.
No, that's true.
Yeah, uneducated.
You're right. But no, it's
Not aware.
No,
Not aware.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
aware.
I would
yes.
never call you ignorant.
Yeah, I just feel like it's so
Ignorance
rude.
not the right word for you.
I was like, ew. No,
I just didn't know.
or there's people that are like maybe out at home but not out at work, right?
Okay.
And I don't personally have that experience because I'm like, hey, like me or hate me, like literally.
We love you.
Yeah.
Yes, coming through with it, barreling down that wall, what I mean? Beep beep. But no, on some real serious, people do not feel safe, even in Manchester, right? Walking down the road, especially our trans community, because there is bullies,
Really.
still,
Yeah.
and it's always going to be like that. There's
For
opposition.
sure.
But I think,
With everything too, right? Like
Correct.
obviously I don't like experience that, but just like with being in recovery,
There's
you know
stigma
what I mean?
about
Yeah,
recovery
and
housing.
people are call me still sometimes like people will want to like use harsh words and call me, I'm just like okay, well that
Correct.
doesn't,
it's not fair.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's not fair, but it's about just.
So what have you done to eliminate some of those barriers to get the word out there?
I would say that, so being a 501c3 organization, there's limited advocacy work we can do.
Why?
meaning
Hold on,
lobbying.
help me understand.
Lobbying. So sorry, Scott, I don't know the exact the term, but like for example, 603 Equality is someone that we partner with, and they do a lot of advocacy work, right? And then we help them by kind of like helping them hold their fundraising and money per se. So they come under our umbrella a little bit, and that allows some advocacy work done through them. But you have to be careful with lobbying when you're a nonprofit organization. Lobbying per se meaning supporting like a specific politician, standing behind certain things. You can never really endorse a politician. It's really difficult.
Yeah, well, I don't know why you'd want to either. You know what I mean?
It's challenging right now.
because you
yeah.
just never know what direction things could go in. So I'd never
Correct.
want to put a business behind, especially a
Yeah.
nonprofit.
Yeah. 100%.
Could you I'm just thinking about particularly the work that I do with Heartfelt. Are you able to go into like treatment centers and educate them on the resources that you offer?
Yeah, I think that's the next step. I think is being, grassroots and having all volunteer driven. The per se business development side of it or development as a nonprofit has been a little challenging per se. Like we have a fundraising coordinator, but it's a volunteer position, right? So it's
Yeah.
like there's only so much we can do, but I think my goal is to do some high school outreaching
That's
this next fall and do like some talks, and maybe we could do it together.
Yeah.
Like something we could try to partner with.
Yeah.
I know in like Keene they always have speakers coming in to talk about addiction and substance use, but different high schools like Manchester High, I'm sure would. We could reach out to the school district and then kind of like tag team it.
Yeah,
in a way.
yeah. I don't know if you or anyone has any availability, but I could certainly make clear out a slot for you guys to come into
Yeah.
Hudson
Yeah, I would
and
love that.
talk. I know some of the individuals there the demographic that we serve voice feeling frustrated with, not having support or knowing where to go. And as an individual that doesn't have that struggle, I do the best I can to guide and navigate them, right? And I always recommend Manchester True Collaborative to them, always, but it would be cool to have someone to come in face to face and meet with them. And
Because I think that's also the thing is like people refer to people, right? So like you can go on a website all day long, but are you actually going to make the step into the facility?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it takes courage.
Yeah, I mean, and there's certainly some barriers for Hudson, and one would be transportation, but I mean, maybe do you guys offer like online?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Yeah. But
I think a hybrid option is going to be needed in the future.
yeah, a lot of our clients do end up in Manchester after programming too, so that's good.
And it could be like, there's an event on a weekend that they come to, and they can figure out transportation. I know, like, I'm assuming if they're in Hudson, they're probably like in Nashua,
Yes,
area for
yeah.
sober living. So isn't like the bus called the Dash? There's a bus that goes from
I should know.
Manchester to Nashua.
I don't. I failed you.
It's okay. Our brains are going so much that are going on in any minute.
I do know that there is Live Revive in Nashua has one LGBTQ meeting, but it's hard for the clients to make it to it. So yeah.
Even you going in and sharing.
And then there's also it's not the name of the meeting, but they call it Gay and AA on Mondays. It's not the name of the meeting, but it's a great meeting.
I'm sure it
I
is.
went to it for years. I'm not even gay, but I loved it. It was awesome. It was an awesome meeting. But that's Monday nights too. But it's just hard because it's a later evening meeting.
But there needs to be more resources. There absolutely has to be.
Yeah.
You know, especially for individuals looking to like transition. There's so many different facets that, especially in the state of New Hampshire, there's a lot that's at risk right now. A lot of bills that are being presented that go against our community.
That's
really
crazy.
tough.
I don't know. Yeah,
That's tough.
That's very interesting to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Well, how do people get a hold of you, Matty? Is there someone that wants...
anyone that can, they can. Hey, call me. No, I'm kidding. No,
Boundaries.
Boundaries. So you can go right to our website, which is manchestertrue.org/events. My email is matt@manchestertrue.org, and they'll tell you, I'm just here to be a resource for whatever you're navigating, substance use disorder, mental health, LGBT, all of the above. I can be reached at 207-332-7477.
And for social media, if they want to reach out to you via social media, what are your social media handles again?
Ooh, so Manchester, for Manchester True, it's all Manchester True, no spaces. And then you can find me on Instagram at Matty_Bohannon. I changed it to that.
You're the best.
I know.
You do, I think back to when you worked for FIT, you've done so much for
Yeah.
the city of Manchester, really. I mean, you're my
We should
friend.
have a billboard.
Stop
We
it.
should.
Kate McKay says, just when she introduced me to someone in Portland, she goes, Maddie's the mayor of Manchester. I'm like, no.
Mia's gonna fight you for that. Mia will fight you. Mia's the mayor of everything.
I'm like, I'm not. And it's just like
You're
just
humble.
do right by people.
You're humble.
Sometimes not. But to be honest,
That's true.
but,
That's also
let's just be
true.
honest. But I really just try to do right by everybody. Whenever my phone rings, I try to help them to the best of my
Yes.
ability.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
The city of Manchester is really, really fortunate to have you.
Stop it.
We are. I can say it. You're an amazing human being.
Thanks, Jenny.
You really are.
Thank you for coming on, Maddie.
Thank
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thank you. Jenny, thank you for coming on.
Thanks, Jenny.
And as always, thank you guys for sharing time and space with us, and we'll see you next time.